So there are loads of films in existence that defy terrible because they're so terrible.
Yeah.
Tom, what is one of your most hated films?
This is one of my most hated films.
Yes.
I've gone for Piranha 3D.
Oh yeah, good shout.
Yeah, Stan?
Yeah, haven't seen it.
No, your most hated film.
I thought we were just going to go with
Oh, did you want to do that, or did you
we'll get all of our films
out. Let's get them out.
Starship Troopers 2, Hero of the Federation.
Yeah, okay.
Makes me angry. Bailey?
I've got so many here. I'm going to go Ad Astra.
Wow! That was also 2019, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's obsessed with that.
2019?
I'm going to go Ad Astra.
Okay, interesting.
It triggered me.
I think we've got to go with Ad Astra first.
Yeah, that's a good one to start with, actually. That is good.
Ad Astra, Mr. Braund.
So, Ad Astra is a film with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Cinematography, amazing. Score, brilliant. That's all I have to say about the film. For positives, story is basically Apocalypse Now in space.
Heard about that.
But it's basically Apocalypse Now if it was directed by the Farley brothers.
Do you mean Farrelly?
The Farrelly brothers. And they were... Ad Astra.
The director of Ad Astra.
Ad Astra triggered me so much.
Why?
Because the trailer looked brilliant, and I was so hyped for this film. Brad Pitt, space. This looks good. This looks really. The trailer looked like it was an action-packed film about Brad Pitt's going to get Tommy Lee Jones from space. There's a moon buggy battle. I was like, this is going to be brilliant. Donald Sutherland. No, it's quiet, talking, boring shit with Brad Pitt overacting and
it's a lot of quiet,
doing that. It's just quiet, and then all of a sudden there's a plot twist. You know when he gets to the Mars base, or the Venus base, wherever it is, and they go, you can't see your father, or something like that, or they keep him in that room. I was like, something's going on here.
No, nothing happens.
No, nothing happens there. It's shit.
I remember. I mean,
literally Brad Pitt for about 5 minutes.
It is
montage scene. He's like, I don't know how this journey's going to affect me, but I know it's going to be bad. He's just there like,
okay, you crying?
And then the final bit where he gets to Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones is like this kind of guy who's like he's never even met a human being. He's like, son has let you. Oh my God, it's my son. You've come here to save me.
He has like 5 lines, doesn't he, or whatever. And
then like we have to blow up. We have to blow up the planet.
I get. Blob the city.
Sorry.
Blob the city.
It's so bad.
It is.
Donald Sutherland's in it for 5 minutes, and then he's shit, and then. There's so many famous actors in this film, and they're so bad.
So what? You're just completely let down.
I watched it on my birthday.
And it was bad. Yeah.
Do you know when you go to the cinema on your birthday, you want it to be a good experience.
That was bad film.
2 hours 45 of my life. I'm never getting back.
Nah, it's
I turned to Chantal halfway through the film, and I went, I want to leave,
I remember you saying that.
but I've paid money to sit here.
Yeah. Might as well sit in this seat.
Might as well sit in this seat and watch this shit unveil.
Well, impressions notwithstanding, what is this? Can you recall the specific moment in the film where you said this is absolutely terrible?
Yes, the opening scene.
The opening scene
when he falls from space,
he falls, doesn't he? Yeah.
And then he wakes up and he's fine. And then he's like, "You get sent back to space because your dad's gone AWOL." And Liv Tyler is like, "Come back to me." She's in the film for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it there was a lot of different elements to
it's not the film that got advertised.
No.
It's like advertising RoboCop as a romance. It's like imagine RoboCop being advertised as RoboCop and then finding out it's a romance story about a gremlin.
I want to watch that.
Yeah,
I want to watch that.
It's not the film that was advertised.
RoboCop meets the Gremlins.
It's boring. It's slow.
Yeah, very boring.
You know what? Apocalypse Now in space. If Apocalypse Now was shit.
That's a really interesting point to mention, isn't it? That modern trailers have a certain propensity to promote the film in a way that isn't accurate to the final
I'll give it to
product.
the trailer company. They did a
They
cracking job of making one of the best trailers of the past 5-6 years.
But does it reflect the
No.
actual product? I mean, it's the same with Dread. I'm actually wearing the shirt right now. Mega City 1.
Nice.
Terrible trailers, brilliant film.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to
Yeah.
make a trailer?
So do you think like it's beautifully shot?
Cinematography. The one that I will say that
Production
I was
design,
annoyed
yeah.
that it didn't get any awards for cinematography or get any nods or anything because it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Everyone raved about Brad Pitt's performance, and I was like, he's boring.
Yeah.
He's crap.
Yeah. What's his name in Inglourious Bastards?
Oh, Aldo Rain.
He's better in that.
He's better in that. He's better in Once Upon a Time in
Second.
Hollywood, which he won the Oscar for.
Yeah. But I remember everyone raging about his performance a little bit, going, "Oh, this is Brad Pitt in space. It is going to be sick."
Brad Pitt in space.
But it is.
Once
It's
again.
just very much. I don't know. I agree with
Do you remember,
everyone
because you
said,
came
yeah.
down like the week later after we watched it,
Yeah.
and we were talking about it, and you were like, "Yeah, shit."
I remember texting you straight after that. Oh, it was such a letdown. Like, it was such a disappointment because it's so beautiful, and like the whole world. They did a really good job of like, you know, like when they're going up like the moon escalator and stuff.
That's really
I
good.
really like all of that
because it's
really
basically
cool.
showing how it's
How
so
humans have
philosophical.
developed, yeah.
It's too philosophical. It's so pompous.
Yeah.
It's like you know that
Yeah.
the human race just whenever they get their hands on something new, they ruin it.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
it goes well since we colonized moon. It's basically turned into a superstore shopping mall.
Yeah,
It's basically
yeah.
McDonald's, Starbucks, escalators. People go holiday on there. It's
Yeah.
all right, mate. Calm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate the film if you don't know.
Yeah.
Clearly, yeah, your heart's
definitely.
racing. Maybe we need to give you some asprin.
It's a good thing I didn't pick Mank. I'd be on the floor.
Well, speaking of pomposity, let's break the trends Ryan Johnson style and go to Tom.
It's me now.
Yeah,
Wow,
what's
okay.
your choice?
So I went for Piranha 3D.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this
You
film.
haven't seen this film? You've not seen this film either?
I've seen Piranha 2 this morning because
Right, okay.
I wanted to say.
Probably even worse.
Is this the one with Kelly Brook?
This one with Kelly Brook.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, no, she was Danny
I'm
Cipriani's
surprised you didn't
boyfriend.
like it.
oh, mate, that was the best part about the film.
She was Danny Cipriani's girlfriend for a while.
Losing the ball forward. And Cipriani now. With an opportunity, Johnny May chasing down into the in-goal area. Johnny May, I think, has got that down.
That's the only good part about the film, Kelly Brook. And even she dies, so that was pretty upsetting as well.
Because it's a remake of Joe
Trust me,
Dante.
as a 10-year-old boy, Kelly Brook was, like, that was a...
Thomas Taylor could not keep it in his pants to save his life.
No, that was the best part of the film. But it was, do you know what the biggest disappointment was about this film?
What's that?
The fact, when I was like 9, 10, whenever this film came out, right, I like watched this trailer so much. I was like, this is going to be amazing. Like, look at this trailer, look at this trailer. Kept on rewatching it, like, I've got to see this film. It just looks amazing. That's another thing as well about, in my 10-year-old, 9-year-old self, the trailer sold it to me.
Yeah.
Like, I was down the river, I was going, yeah, this is going to be the coolest film I've ever seen. And a year goes by, I watched the film, and it was just the feeling in my heart of disappointment after watching it. Like, I'll
It
never get
hurts,
that back.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a 10-year-old kid, it was
I just
upsetting.
want to ask you a quick question, just so about trailers.
Yeah.
Have you actually seen No Good Deed yet?
Oh, I watched that. That's another one as well. Yeah, and
Shit film?
Shit film.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that really upset me. Do you remember we were watching that trailer?
It
Like,
looks amazing.
yeah, no good deed. Idris Elba,
Taraji
you
P.
seen it?
Henson.
I didn't even know it existed.
Oh, that talk about like, trade. We're getting into trailers here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like selling us a dream. We
Set
take
up the
it,
dreamers.
and it's shit.
Mad.
Yeah. But Piranha 3D, like it actually ended up being like a comedy. Have you seen the original Piranha?
No, but
No.
it was directed by Joe Dante. who
So
made
apparently,
Grey
I don't know what, like, I know the original Piranha has like some holds, like being a classic or whatever, like a starting
I
out
haven't seen
point.
any of them.
Yeah, I haven't seen the original, but like,
Piranha 2 is a masterpiece.
been sarcastic. Yeah.
I don't
course
like
I-
Jaws
yeah.
though.
No,
See, he should not have been on here for the duel discussion, should he?
Why?
Such a wet fart of a human being.
Yeah, not like Jaws,
I'm not like.
yeah.
If I didn't like Jaws, I don't think I'm gonna. Piranha doesn't.
Those type of films,
Did
yeah.
you just say Jules?
Jaws.
They're like Duels, Jaws.
I thought you said Jules, as in Duel was the Jules was the sequel to Duel.
No, Jaws.
Jaws. Oh, I
Jaws
mean,
and Duel.
Jaws ended up being Jules.
Jaws.
Yeah, brilliant.
Shark driving. It was a shark driving.
Really fucking brilliant.
That's the connective tissue
Yeah.
between. But no, so
But
yeah.
I just, other than Kelly Brook and there was like one really good scene where the policeman gets this chainsaw, and in the trailer I remember like going.
Why do you hate it?
Because
I hate Ad Astra.
Because it basically ended up being this comedy piss take film of a hash of trying to get this classic.
It's like Meet Spartans kind of.
It was like almost they were just taking the piss out of like. I thought it was going to be like Jaws in like the sense it's a serious.
You thought it was going to be like a serious film.
It is basically a comedy. Like Kelly Brookman and like the main guy. I don't even know who the main guy's called, but like he's.
Yeah, because
it's like a comedic relationship between the two of them, and then it's like a grown-ups horror kind of. The way I would describe it is grown-ups,
isn't he?
Ving Rhames on the Dawn of the Dead remake?
Yeah.
It's grown-ups mixed with Jaws.
Jerry O'Connell.
That is the best way I'd explain it. Grown-ups 2 mixed with Jaws. Like trying to get gags and then trying to put some serious element into it. And it just didn't work.
So you got Jerry O'Donnell,
what is the
Richard
cast?
Dreyfuss,
I'll put
Ving
this
Rhames, Eli Roth, Christopher Lloyd.
Wow! What?
Eli Roth, I remember.
Charlie Brooke.
Yeah.
Adam Scott.
Adam Scott plays
Riley
brother.
Steele.
Oh, I met Riley Steele.
You've met Riley Steele?
No, I'm joking.
Is Riley Steele
the blonde?
Ah, right, yeah.
For the cameras?
It will be. Yeah, I'll put it
Here
on
we
screen.
go. So
We know why 10-year-old Tom was wanting to watch this film.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of women.
Well, the kind of film you're describing to me reminds me of a lot of those kind of fake movies. You know, like the Starving Games.
so that's
The Hungry Games.
Yeah, the Starving
yeah,
Games.
that's what it is, yeah.
300 Spartans.
Yeah.
The Date movie.
not like I said, not like superhero movie kind of like.
Yeah.
But it almost on those vibes. Like it was taking the piss actually.
Whereas
like,
superhero movie is decent
because it's meant to be.
it's meant to be a spoof.
I thought Piranha was going to be a series like Jaws.
So you're just extremely disappointed.
Completely, and that disappointment like still resonates in me because I remember being so hyped. That was when I was getting into films a lot, and like, yeah, it just completely flopped. And I remember watching it going, "This is nothing what I thought it was going to be." I did not know it was going to be this comedic piss take film. It's David Hasselhoff in this one as well, briefly.
No,
I think he's a cameo and he gets eaten, and it's like,
well, I mean,
what is going on here? This is a shit show from start to finish.
The writing's on the wall when the title is Piranha 3 Double D.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
which isn't really that funny.
There's Kelly Brook's Double D breasts.
Well, speaking of a joke,
that might be why.
Speaking of a joke of a film, should we move on to mine?
Yes.
As we said earlier, Starship Troopers 2: Hero of the Federation. Unfortunately directed by Phil Tippett, the great stop motion animator who did RoboCop, Starship Troopers, the original.
Emphasis on the Tippet.
Tippett, yes, you know, yes.
Tippet.
Right, so Starship Troopers is such, like many franchises, a one and done story. Absolutely perfect from start to finish.
Yeah.
It doesn't need sequels, right? So here comes Starship Troopers 2: Hero of the Federation. Emphasis on the parenthetical because most sequels nowadays have the colon, don't they?
Escape Room 2: Tournament of Champions.
I want to watch that. This film, right? Starship Troopers. You guys haven't seen it, right?
No.
Very expansive and scopic worlds that they build. It is a galaxy. This film has about 1/3 of the budget, maybe 1/5, and it's all set in one claustrophobic setting where the CGI is terrible. It doesn't blend well at all, and it basically tries to be The Thing, or any John Carpenter film that is about a siege, being hauled up in one location and trying to escape. It's absolute garbage. I'll read it out from the top.
Please do.
I've said that already. Interior sequences occupy most of the film. So
it's basically all set indoors.
So it's very easy to tell that everything's like a studio backlot.
Right.
Yeah, so it's for a space film.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not convincing. It has nothing clever or remotely worthwhile to say because Starship Troopers is a brilliant satire.
Yeah.
As well as being a great action film. It has absolutely nothing to say. Which always frustrates me.
It's just got nothing going on for it. So.
Nothing going on.
No.
It's basically a cross between The Thing, The Hidden, and every other claustrophobic setting movie you've ever seen.
So that they try to make, because of so obviously like the budget being constrained, they're trying to like make the best of this sequel. Was it a sequel then?
It was a sequel.
Right. So they're trying to make like the best of something that it isn't. Like it needs to be expansive almost.
Yeah. Because when you start to close in, the world feels so much smaller. You know, for example, what's one of all of our favourite films that we like? We all like The Terminator, don't we?
Yeah.
The Terminator 2 is expansive, actually builds the world a little bit more,
Yeah.
and it doesn't suddenly go into a dark room and say, let's have a claustrophobic claustrophobic thriller.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
you
never-
want it to build up, don't you?
Like
Build
a
up. Yes.
Master Kenobi should go. I've also got a murky, colourless palette that is really sickening to watch. I hate dark and dreary films where you can barely tell what's going on. The colour grader basically took the week off and said, "Screw your movie."
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
go and I don't know,
Turn that brightness down.
turn the brightness down.
Yeah.
Questionable visual effects, deliberately hidden in shoddy
What year
nighttime.
is this film?
2002 or something like that.
So can't really. It's the year. It's the age of CGI.
Yeah,
Getting
yeah,
used
but
to
once
it.
again, Starship Troopers was made in '97, and the CGI still holds up
So
today.
that's 5 years. Like maybe they were like trying to try something out of it, and that budget as well. That could be another thing. What
Yeah.
was the budget cut then? So like, what happened with?
Just not enough money to.
No.
Starship Troopers made a lot of money at the box office, but not enough really to constitute a sequel.
Is it the same director as Starship Troopers?
No, that was Paul Verhoeven.
Well, there you go. So that could be maybe a reason as well.
No continuity is another one. I hate it when sequels don't have continuity. None of the original actors return.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of
Styles change.
It's
as well.
basically just names.
yeah. It's a bunch of nobodies. I mean, we've got more credits to our names than these people.
Yeah.
And the biggest, the
Don't know
biggest,
that, but anyway, yeah.
the biggest cardinal sin it's guilty of perpetrating as a sequel is just existing.
Well, that is a statement. Actually.
Well,
It just
Yeah.
exists.
Yeah.
Some films can exist. I love Robocop 2, Terminator 2. I'm fine with Predator 2, but this just absolutely sweats my bollocks off. I hate every
It
second.
shouldn't. It shouldn't be a film. It shouldn't. It just
It shouldn't exist.
No, and there's like Piranha
Should be
3D,
limited,
3
yeah.
double
These,
D.
any of these three sheens,
We've recorded so much you can't speak.
these three films should not exist.
I would be happy to like.
I would more than happily Ad Astra never exist ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then it exists, and me be able to think about it at night and be able be awake at night like the kid from Monsters Inc. Like
In many ways, I can't. Yeah, I can't speak from experience, of course. But Starship Troopers 2: Hero of the Federation is a bit like regretful sex, in that you think it's fine when you're making it, but the morning afterwards, when you see the final product, you go, oh.
I can't really speak with much experience.
Baby,
Yeah.
I can.
I can't really speak. I think
I
like.
just think, what was that? What
Yeah.
did I do?
Yeah.
Why did I do this? Yeah.
It probably is.
That is
yeah.
Starship Troopers.
But
exist. I can't believe you exist.
it shouldn't exist.
I'm getting roasted again.
You're so shit at sex. You shouldn't exist. That's literally the worst thing you could say.
Probably
Well, I
is.
don't know.
The
I
most
don't have
horrible.
experience.
That's got to be. That's an end.
The analogy escapes me because, like I said, I don't have the experience to back this up, thankfully.
But I think Piranha 3 Double D. I will just go back. Maybe we could like.
Let's range
They could be made into like different versions or something because
Yeah.
I just like the fit. I know like I don't want the film to not exist, but I don't want.
You want that film that you wanted to watch.
Yeah, I want the
Yeah.
film I wanted to watch from the trailer.
Let it go. It's been 10 years.
I can't let you know. Like this really did upset me.
You've still got one eye on Kelly Brook, haven't you?
Maybe.
You so wish you were Danny
I don't
Cipriano.
know. I not that
Keith
much.
Lemon.
no,
I only say Danny
Keith Lemon,
Cipriano.
yeah,
because I
Celebrity
agree with
Chiefs now, still over that. But like, what is she doing? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, why is she? Yeah,
It's a
and
project.
this is what. Yeah. So it's one of them films. Like, it was probably that as well.
Yes.
Starship Troopers 2, because it's just going. Let's make a sequel here because the first one was so successful.
Yeah.
And not really with the right, not with the right energy or whatever, right
Yeah.
people.
Because I
Back
think
in
it's all in the script. There are brilliant sequels out there. 2049, Godfather Part 2. There is no excuse, I feel.
No, there's no excuse for a bad film.
The
It's all in the script.
the unofficial concept for Full Suction 2, More Power, is better than this.
Oh,
you haven't
yes.
even made it.
Yes.
Like sequels can't be.
The text chain that we've had about Full Suction 2
Yes.
is better than any of these films would be.
The ideas we've had, crikey O'Reilly, we had to make it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think we've done some good pointers there. Stan, I love your points on sequels.
Well, I love all of our points. I think we've covered three very different films there.
Yeah.
So
The fact
it's
the film shouldn't exist is
pretty savage.
pretty savage.
Biggest cardinal sin is that it exists.
Yeah.
I said it. Phil Tippett come at me, and I still love his work in
Tippett.
Robocop and Starship Troopers.
Hang on, let me just have a look at
What's Phil
who I
Tippett
called
done?
a
Yeah.
We need to get
James Gray's coming for you.
Oh,
What?
come at me.
Come here. My address is. That was good.
That was banging. Do you guys want to go for lunch?
You're gonna have to bleep out.
So good in that.
Recording on B camera. There's always some more slightly readjust there. Right, there we go. You boys ready?
No, but yeah, you guys go first and then come round to me.
I need to do that. Move that massive head of yours, mate.